I'm Kayla Medina. I'm a senior, so a 12th grader, and I go to Mast Academy.
Awesome. Thank you. What happened that made you realize that you needed our service?
After I took the SAT that my school gave me, I got a 1250, which was definitely not like a score I thought I was gonna get. I definitely thought I would have been at least in like the 1300s. And I had already been doing tutoring with another program, so I was just like, that tutoring isn't working, and like I'm not where I want to be at.
Why was that not good for you?
Oh, just like for the schools I was applying to, that score was like definitely not competitive enough. And also for Bright Futures, it was only for the 75% and I wanted the 100%, so I had to at least have a 1330.
Right. And yeah, that's right. So for Bright Futures, and then like what schools are you thinking about?
For UF and John Hopkins, especially John Hopkins, most of their SATs, like the minimum range for them is like 1430. And I was like really far off from that.
Yeah. Oh wow. How'd you find us ultimately?
Oh, from Dina and Nati, both of them, when I complained about doing really bad on my SAT, they hyped up your program and they told me you were really good and that I should like really, really consider it. And I looked into it and it looked really good.
So is that why you ultimately chose to work with us, or was there still something else that like helped that tipped you over and convinced you to work with us?
Um, Honestly, just their explanations of it. They explained like your program that even with the group settings, it wasn't like one person took over, like it helped everyone in the group. You know what I mean? Like other group programs, sometimes they focus on one person more than the other, but you guys were really like broad with it. And that like was like a something I was looking for because in my old tutoring program with a group setting, like I never really got the attention or like the focus to like learn stuff.
What was your expectation of the virtual group environment?
I was like expecting it to be similar to my old group, how it was like you would teach and then if we had questions, we would talk, and then if someone was really confused, you would explain it to them. But I kind of liked how you followed that, but you also like didn't diverge or focus too much on one person. You were like, and you had the different level groups too. So it wasn't like someone on a lower level was with someone on a higher level, and then all the attention was with them. You had it like split up, which I liked a lot.
Nice. And I got a good question. Um, so how would you describe our service to another student? Like, what should they know? Because you're already talking about like the group and stuff, right?
Mhm.
But so, like, what else should somebody know? Like, if somebody was interested in learning about our program.
Um, Honestly, I think of how like inclusive you made it. Like no one is getting excluded. Like even if someone just if they have an almost perfect score, but they just really need to focus on one thing, you like work with those people. It isn't just meant for people that are like super low. Like it also works for people that are really advanced and just want to like perfect it. Like you're very inclusive with what you teach and how you teach.
Right. There's, everyone's coming in at a different level,
Hmm.
and we have to be flexible to that.
Hmm.
I mean, you in particular, you came in, before tutoring, like what was your situation in regards to math in general?
I think it was just like I forgot a lot of the like little rules that would matter, and then some equations or like small stuff. Because for the most part, I knew all the basics of math and like the math needed for the SAT, but like small rules or like graphs, like little stuff that you guys focused on really helped me like bring my score up a lot.
So would you say that you were pretty good at math?
Yeah.
What math class were you in again?
When I
Before,
junior,
like right before tutoring.
pre-calculus.
Right. So you were in pre-cal, felt pretty good at math, but the test is just
Yeah, it's like different.
different. I guess so. Ultimately, what result did we help you get, and like, what was your final score and your score improvement?
I started at a 600 from the 1250 SAT, and then I went to a 730 with my 1390.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats. And I mean, so I guess ultimately, what has that result meant for you? Like, what has it enabled you to do?
It's meant a lot because then I took another one to raise my reading, and overall now my super score is 1450. So that puts me in a very competitive position for schools, and that put me with a score that I was very happy with and like felt proud submitting, and like it gave me a good spot when applying to really tough schools.
When will you find out about John Hopkins?
March 17.
All right, yeah, you gotta relax for a few, for 2 months and just fingers crossed. That's awesome.
Hmm.
And then if you don't go to John Hopkins, then you have it was UF, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there's UF. So I mean, which is also a really great option.
Hmm.
Any other schools, or are you just kind of just digging into those two?
I applied to other ones I do like all the schools I applied to, I would definitely be like interested in going to each and every one of them. But those two are definitely like the ones I've always had my eye on. So
I guess, is there anything else that we should know?
honestly, it was such a good program. Like literally, I recommend it to so many people. I recommended it to Priscilla, who also took it. Like she entered the program. It's like literally I hype it up so much. It's so good. Like such a unique way that you guys like teach it. It's so smart because like in other tutoring things, like unless you're paying for like a single, like doing it one-on-one and it's so expensive, you end up getting stuck with like group settings where there's always like a person that's either really ahead or really behind, and it like messes up the dynamic. But you guys found like a really nice solution to that problem, and it's like it makes your program so much like better than other ones that I've personally been in.
I forgot you did it over the summer. Would you recommend summer for people?
Oh, definitely. Like it was so much easier because that was like the only thing I had to do. It was like, and I had the entire day to do it, or like the entire week. So it was a lot easier of a workload compared to like if I did it during school, I think I would have struggled so much more.
Right.
Mhm.
Awesome. That was all great. Thank you so much.
Of course.